Hey guys, I'm Nikki Dinky. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm showing you my brownie bites with caramel centers. This is one of those ideas that I thought it was gonna work but wasn't quite so sure, and it worked so well. It's such a cool technique that is so easy and is going to blow the socks off your guests. Because you get this great brownie and then you bite into it and you've got an intact, perfect little caramel center. It's so awesome. And who doesn't love chocolate and caramel? I mean, I think they should really never be separated. They belong together. So let me show you my brownie bites with caramel centers. So because this is more of a technique than it is a real recipe, I'm gonna take the easy way out and make a prepackaged brownie mix. You wanna make your own, more power to you. I don't know, I think they're really good. In general, I think the prepackaged ones pretty much match my homemade ones, so I don't really feel like I'm losing a lot of quality. And if you use something like this, it just makes this whole dessert so quick. So I'm gonna whip up these. If you do decide to use a prepackaged brownie mix, look for something that's more of a chewy brownie. Definitely don't get any brownie mixes that have extra fudge packets or anything else that you mix in. You want these to be a little bit denser, not too cake-like or not too fudgy. Think about these brownie bites, they're gonna have a soft center. So we want the brownie that's around it to be nice and dense so that it all holds together nicely. So something like a chewy brownie is preferable. Let me whip these up and I will show you how quick and easy these are going to be. That is some beautiful brownie batter. If your mix that you're using has two sets of instructions, maybe one for more cake-like brownies and one for more chewy or fudgy brownies, go with this set of instructions for the chewy or the fudgy brownies. Anything that has less liquid. Usually their chewy version has one less egg, maybe a little less water. That's the set of instructions you want to follow. Anything that makes our brownies a little bit denser. So now that we have our mix, I'm just gonna take this mini muffin tin. I'm gonna spray it really well, make sure that these come out nice and easily. And I'm gonna fill up each one of these cups about halfway to 3/4 of the way with the brownie batter. Doesn't have to be perfect, we're gonna even it out later, but at least get these half full. And then I will show you my little technique for getting that great caramel center. Messy, so some of these are a little bit fuller than others. It's not a big deal if they're a little bit full. Just make sure that you have sprayed not just the cups of the mini muffin tin, but the tops too. Because if they are a little bit full, they're gonna expand outside of that cup, and you wanna make sure that anything that they expand onto is also nice and greased. So that top part, like the top of a muffin, you wanna make sure that sits on a greased surface so that it still comes off easily. So just make sure the top is sprayed, but this isn't exact science, they're gonna taste fantastic. So here is my little tip to getting that caramel center. One of my favorite candies too. These are Rolos. You know Rolos, delicious milk chocolate with a caramel center. Well, they're one of my favorite candies. I believe for Christmas, my sister got me a ton of them, and I started experimenting with them. And I found that by freezing this Rolo, I can insert it into the center of this brownie bite, and it creates the perfect caramel center. This is so easy. Right now I've got about 24 Rolos sitting in my freezer. They actually don't take that long to freeze, but you know, as soon as you think about it, just throw them in the freezer. All I'm gonna do is unwrap this, poke it into the center, and then cover up the top with a little batter. Either the batter that has dispersed from the sides, I can cover the top with that. Or if I need a little extra batter, I have plenty, I'm gonna put a little on the top, so that I make sure this is as much in the center of the brownie bite as possible. By freezing it, it makes it just hard enough that it goes through the baking process without completely melting and really disintegrating into the brownie. So it keeps intact, giving us really a Rolo inside of a brownie. This is also a great technique if you want to do it as a traditional pan of brownies. You can take candy bars, maybe a caramel-filled candy bar, and do a layer of brownies, a layer of frozen candy bars, and another layer of brownies. Bake that and you'll still get that same idea, but in bar form. It is such a cool thing, guys. It's so special, and these people don't even understand how you did it, and all you did was freeze some Rolos. So I'm gonna insert these inside of here, cover them up nicely, and get them in my 350-degree oven. So I've let them cool as long as possible inside of the pan, which is going to cook them a little bit more as it sits there. But we do want to err on the side of over baking than under baking, because we want to make sure we have a really nice shell for our caramel. And if it's too soft, it's going to just fall apart. So about 10 to 12 minutes is going to be perfect for these. Also, once you've let them really cool in the pan for a while, take a knife or some sort of spoon and just push it down the side and kind of pop it out that way. Because if you put all the pressure on the top and try to pull it out, because it does have a soft center, it may come apart. The top may just come off. But the longer it cools and the more delicate you are, the more you won't have any of those problems. And instead, you will have a brownie bite with a caramel center. Can you see that? That's going in my belly. All right, I've got some eating to do. I hope you guys like this one. I always hope you have fun in the kitchen, and I'll see you guys next time.